Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, July 5. Jamaica will be intensifying its efforts to raise global awareness of the need for climate resilience. Prime Minister Andrew Holness reaffirmed his commitment to the task as he held bilateral talks with United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres. The two met yesterday during the 40th regular meeting of heads of government of CARICOM, now on in St. Lucia. Mr. Holness updated the Secretary General on plans to implement the recommendations of the UN Climate Action Initiative. Jamaica is co-chair of the initiative along with France and Qatar. The nations have been assigned to help raise $100 billion in support of the global climate action. Prime Minister Holness has underscored the importance of replenishing the Green Climate Fund, asserting that it is necessary for developed countries and the private sector to donate more to climate change initiatives. However, he points out that progress is being made on the climate finance and carbon pricing workstream on which Jamaica is co-lead. In his meeting with the UN Secretary General, Mr. Holness said he was working to leverage support for the floating of climate resilience bonds, which would attract the private sector. The UN Secretary General acknowledged the work being done by Mr. Holness and thanked him for being a part of the initiative. The CARICOM Heads of Government meeting concludes today after 3 days of discussions on matters relating to regional security, Venezuela, and Small Island Developing States Resilience Foundation, among other issues. Mr. Holness is scheduled to return to Jamaica tomorrow. Approximately $450,000 is being spent to purchase high-tech software and related equipment to support the rollout of the National DNA Database. One of the equipment being purchased will automate DNA processing, while another, the Maxwell RSC-48, has the capacity to conduct 48 DNA tests in 30 minutes. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says this will allow for faster and more efficient analysis by officers. Dr. Chang says since the start of 2019, approximately 461 samples have been submitted to the island's forensic lab. He adds that the work of the lab helped to secure 22 convictions in the Montego Bay Circuit Court recently.
So if you find a DNA sample and a ballistic sample on a firearm matching on the firearm with a particular individual, then that person's case is settled. And what we have to do to ensure we can continue to proceed along these lines is to strengthen the investigative arm of the police force so that we have investigators who understand how to apply this knowledge and use this knowledge effectively.
Dr. Chang was speaking on Wednesday during a tour of the new building called Annex at the Institute of Forensic Science and Legal Medicine. This is on schedule for completion by the end of July and will house the National DNA Database. Micro, small, and medium-sized MSME manufacturers will soon be able to benefit from a new loan facility offered by the National Export-Import Exim Bank at an interest rate of 4.75%. State Minister with responsibility for commerce, Floyd Green, says this 4.75% will be the lowest interest rate available on the market to MSMEs.
We're now unveiling a new facility. We're seeking to go to 600 million. We're going to start with 400 million that we're going to give to the Exim Bank to online into the micro, medium, small enterprise sector, largely focusing on our manufacturers.
Meanwhile, as the government pushes to make it easier to register business, Minister Green says persons will be able to do so online by the end of July. This will provide budding entrepreneurs with the option of not going into the company's office of Jamaica. Plans are also afoot to establish 12 kiosks at several tax offices across the island to enable the registration of businesses with the COJ. Minister Green was speaking at a private sector organization of Jamaica Access to Finance Facilitation panel discussion on Wednesday. Jamaicans are being encouraged to seek out opportunities in the global multi-billion-dollar eSports industry. Chief Executive Officer of local technology firm T-Tech, Christopher Record, cites eSport as a lucrative global industry that offers opportunity for investment locally.
There's something called the Jamaica eSport Initiative. I mean, it exists. They actually are looking to bring the World Olympics of eSports here. I mean, you don't need no field or nothing. All you need is arena. You need everybody sitting down there, some massive screens, and about 100,000 people sitting down in their homes all over the world, but connected back here, doing all of this stuff digitally.
He says the $30 billion esport industry has seen persons over the past 6 years being paid millions in prize money for playing games. He is urging Jamaicans to find ways to connect to the global sphere and tap into this potential opportunity to create wealth.
How can we take, again, the digital prowess of some of our developers, right? And with our know-how with conditioning and training and getting people to become fast, how can we digitize that? How can we remix, taking that know-how, putting it in some app or some type of software and selling a billion of it globally?
Mr. Record was participating in a plenary session at the recently concluded Jamaica Diaspora Conference in downtown Kingston. And finally, July 15, 2019 at 4 p.m. is the new deadline for young Jamaicans aged 12 to 16 to apply for the CPFSA's Child Ambassador Program. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency will be selecting 14 ambassadors from each parish to be advocates for other young people. A child ambassador must be a team player with strong leadership skills and should be able to commit to 2 years of volunteerism with the CPFSA to work as part of the Children Advisory Panel. Those who participate will benefit from inclusion in the CPFSA's Summer Employment and Internship Program. They will also be exposed to mentorship, leadership, and personal development training and get the opportunity to represent the CPFSA locally and internationally. For more information and application forms, interested persons may visit the CPFSA's website at childprotection.gov.jm or any of the agency's offices across the island. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.